Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the show today. Got the gong a little bit going on there. The Yerba Santa, beautiful, beautiful scent, Yerba Santa. Cleansing and clearing our space, our energy. Welcome. I have a beautiful morning here. After the full moon, it's slightly raining. The sun is out. Maybe we'll be blessed with rainbow shortly. We'll see. But it's a beautiful morning. I love after the rain, the smell, the freshness. It's just so, I don't know, refreshing. Just so refreshing. So welcome. Thank you for joining today. Hello, hello. Today's topic is being aware of the signs and indications that surround you. And it's kind of a muscle that you need to grow, or a muscle that you need to work on to get to function. I guess that's the way to say it. But I'm also going to share some crystals you can use to help this very thing as well at the end. And then we will pull a card at the end for a group message too. So thanks for joining today. Hello, Michelle. Welcome. Hello, hello, everybody. Thanks for coming on in. Please share this video with others. I do appreciate that. And they can join our chat and our community too. Hi, Alexandra. Welcome. Hi, Annette. Welcome. 3 a.m. in Australia, or you're up early. Good morning. Hi, Sandy. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My Yerba Santa is going out, so we'll let it sit there. So today's topic is expanding your awareness and being aware of the signs and indications that are around you all the time, for your guidance, for your help, for whatever you might need for specific issues you might be facing in your life. And it's something, like I said just a moment ago, it's something that you have to work on to really get more aware and more aware of it. It's something that you have to be aware. You have to be aware of what's happening around you to receive the guidance that's meant for you. They're always around us. Signs and indications are always around us for when we say prayers for things or requests for things, or if we're going through a certain situation that we need guidance on. If we ask for guidance or not, I believe our unseen guides, our spirit guides around us, are always helping us, whether we ask or not. They're there. And sometimes they send us little hints and little clues of things, of what we might need to help us in our day-to-day lives, or something even more specific. So it's just one of those things you really have to work on to develop it. And once you develop it, you start seeing these things. It's like another tool in your toolkit. So welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're talking about signs and indications and awareness. And sometimes the signs and indications, they're always there, but sometimes we get caught up with our daily life, stress, fear, whatever, busy obligations, that we don't see those things. Sometimes we get caught up and we don't realize that we have signs and indications from the other side that's there to help us. Sometimes I think we do see the signs and indications, but we don't realize that that's what it is. We see some kind of occurrence and it doesn't register like that's a sign or indication of something that could help us along our way. And sometimes I think that we see signs and indications and we do realize it's a sign or an indication, but we don't like the answer. Maybe it's telling you, no, don't go that way. And we don't want to listen to that. We want to go that way, even though we're not meant to go that way. So that can be an interesting situation. When you're told, no, it's best not to do this, but we don't want to listen to that. Because we want what we want now. Maybe you have a question on guidance, and when you have a specific question on guidance of what you need to do next, pay attention to your surroundings, pay attention to things that happen, Pay attention to the signs and indications that come. So here's a question. Have you ever had an experience, I know I have several times in my lifetime, have you ever had an experience when you wanted something so badly to happen, or so desperately, or so passionately to happen, and you're just going in circles and circles and circles and not getting anywhere, you're just banging your head against the wall and it just feels like you're just stuck, and you try everything, you do everything positive, and you try everything. Have you ever experienced that? When you just feel like you're beating your head against the wall and you're not getting anywhere? Do you ever experience that? So let's see who's come in while you answer that question. All right. Hi, Carol and Sandra and Lisa and Sherry. Hello, Angela and Rachel. If I missed your name, please forgive me. Thanks for joining. Please share this. Amy, welcome. Suzanne. Have you ever had that experience when you're trying, you really want something and you're not getting it, and you just feel like you're beating your head against the wall, and you just keep getting stopped in your tracks? Have you ever experienced that? Anybody else here? Besides myself? Maybe it's just me. Anybody? Susan, yes. Okay, good. It's frustrating, isn't it? It's like, I want this. I keep trying. Why is this not working? Why? Oh, connection went off. Hopefully we're still here. Are we still here? I hope. Coming out of the retrograde, even though we might be at the end, there's always still a little lagger time of that. So hopefully the connection is working. It looks like I'm back. I got Sherry, yes. Carol, yes. Britta, yes. Annette, yes. Hansa, yes. It's happened to some, yes. Sometimes, yes. Alexandra, yes. Okay, we've got some people that have experienced this. Okay, good. So I think when that happens, it is really important to pay attention to what's going on around you. There might be reasons for this happening. Either you're going in the direction that you're not meant to go in for whatever reason. Pay attention to the signs and indications that are around you. And I'll tell you some things of how to notice those things too. But maybe you're not going in the right direction. I know this with a very close family member of mine. She was going through all the right steps to get to a certain thing, and it kept getting harder and harder and harder and harder to achieve. So she came to the realization that, okay, maybe I'm not supposed to go that route. Maybe I'm not supposed to do this. Maybe I'm not supposed to even be involved in it. So she went a different route. And then by doing so, things became very easy for her. Maybe you're going in the right direction, but you're not going about it the right way. Maybe you need to do some little minor changes. Maybe you need to adjust things somehow. Or maybe you're just trying to force it too hard and it's not time. It's got to grow organically. It's got to grow with the divine plan, the divine timing, the timing that you set forth before you even got here. So when that happens, any of this, when you start beating your head against the wall or when you ask for indications or anything, but when you notice this kind of thing happens, stop and pay attention. What is happening around you that could be an indication of a message of sorts? Stop and look. Stop and listen. Stop and pay attention. Do some meditation. Do some prayer. And ask, is this the direction I need to go in? Ask, is this something that is there something I need to change? Ask, is this something better for me out there that I need to focus on instead of this? So pay attention to universal messages. Really, really pay attention to universal messages. Not only when those times when you're beating your head against the wall, but any time that you need guidance, or you just want to find direction, or in your everyday life. Be open and aware and accepting as to what is meant for you. Ask your angels and spirit guides, what do I need to know? What do I need to focus on? Please help me, and specify this too. Please help me understand the signs and indications meant for me. Say that. Say it out loud. Please show me the signs and indications that I can understand. Right? So let's see what you have to say, and we'll continue the chat here too. I do appreciate your contribution in our chat today. I love it when you engage in the conversation. I think that's awesome. Michelle, yes, you have experienced that, and the universe gave you something much better. I have experienced that too. And I find that quite often is if you're beating your head against the wall and you're not getting anywhere, you kind of change your direction a little bit, even just tweak it a little bit, things turn out much, much better. It might be part of our learning process too, to go through these steps, our universal learning process, our soul learning process, to go through these steps. But yeah, I found that true to be also to be true, and that things were much better as I didn't force it, and I just gave up the control, and I started paying attention to the other directions of which to go. So yeah, it can be very frustrating, Lori. That's right, Hansa. They keep trying until you get there. You could keep trying for a lifetime, huh? Some people do. Michelle, you were also directed, let's see here, to experience that, and you were directed to a different path that was better. Wow. My goodness, that's awesome. Yes. Full moon here. I know, yes, we've got the full moon. We're coming off a retrograde, so our energy is still wonky this week. So we just put up with it. We'll work around it. Timing might not be right. Yes, WC. Mallory, timing might not be right for that particular thing. Now, I've gone through that particular thing as well. I was trying to do something, and the timing wasn't right. So I just stepped back, and then when after a bit of time and a bit of growth and a bit of learning, I found that things fell into place much easier. That was actually true creating my deck of cards. I wanted to create a deck of cards, inspiration cards or oracle cards, whatever, about 2-3 years ago now. And I was trying to force it to happen. I wanted it so badly. I really, really wanted this to happen. And it wasn't working. And it was, so many things kind of got in the way. So I had to put it away. I had to step away from it. And I just put it away. And this past 6 months ago, I was inspired to do a new deck. It's not the same deck, it's a different deck. But I had a lot of growing to do. I had a lot of learning to do. I had a lot of exploring on my soul path to do. And this new one that I focused on just happened beautifully, and it happened how it should have, and it happened the way it was supposed to. So I had to step away from it, from the project itself for a while. And I came back to it, and it turned out much better than I would have expected that first one to occur. I think the first one would not have been as effective or as beautiful or as meaningful. So you do have to step away from things sometimes if you're trying to do something and it's not working. And sometimes you're given that indication. Step away. Let it be. It'll come when it's supposed to. If it's supposed to. Yeah. What else have we got here? Yes, crazy technology. I've been dealing with crazy technology for a long time these past several weeks. Still here. Good. Okay, good. Hansa says, let's see here. They say don't give up. I think it's this: never give up. But if you feel that one way is not working, try a different way to get there. I think that's a big key to it. And I think those signs and indications are around us telling us such, but we don't see it because we're in such that, trying to force it, trying to control it. And, or step away from it. Whatever, don't try and force it, but try and be open to the signs and indications that are there. Listen, pay attention. Yeah. Patience is a key. Patience is necessary. Patience is difficult, isn't it, Susan? Listen to your heart. Beautiful words. Yep. Listen to your heart, Hansa. That's right. Listen to your heart. Hello, everybody coming on in. Hello, hello. Welcome. Please joining. Thank you for joining us today. That's true, Britta. I love that. I know when I let God and not force things, peace finds me. There you go. And that's a very, very, very good, that's very powerful what you just said there, is let go and let God. And that's true. Let go and let your higher power, whatever your higher power is, whoever that is for you, let go and let the universal energies come in and help you and assist you with whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish or do or achieve. Let go and let God. You know, when you give up that control and you find that peace, when you hold peace in your heart, whatever way that you can obtain it, your world will change dramatically, and you will find things that happen easily and effortlessly. You find peace in your heart. However you can do that and maintain it, your world will change for so many better reasons that you can't even imagine. Physically, mentally, spiritually, your day-to-day life, it will change if you can hold that peace in your heart continually. Yeah. Britta, you see a lot of signs and people think that you're weird. You know, I'm sure that a lot of us are judged for what we believe or think about, and that's all right. Let them judge us. That's okay. I'm sure a lot of people think I'm weird, crazy, whatever, but you got to live your own path that's right for you, and honor yourself and be true to yourself. So when you're true to yourself, you're always on the right path. And you're always protected, and you're always surrounded by divine light and love. So I think that's all right. We're weird together. So there you go. Thank you, Michelle. I love these chats. I love connecting with everybody, too. Yeah, I love connecting with our spiritual chats. Let's see here, Hans says, I don't know why some people go like, you need to push yourself in order to get somewhere. This is wrong. You can go beyond your limits, but you don't need to use will. Yes, you're absolutely right. I think y'all are on top of it today. Yeah, you've got it. You don't need me to talk about it. You've got it down. This is awesome. You're right. You don't need to force things. You don't need to force things. You can have a determination, and that's okay. But you don't need to force things. Again, use the signs and indications. Use your spiritual connection. Use your what you hear in your heart, your intuition, and listen to that. Yeah. Should we suffer a loss before we get it? Ask your angels and guides and higher self that too. I don't think it's a loss. I think it's a learning experience, regardless if you get what you want or not. Maybe it's not meant for you. Maybe you have put in your soul plan in your soul path that this particular thing is not meant for you, but you want it so badly. Maybe you're, like we said earlier, you're not going about it the right way. Maybe you'll get it later down the road. Maybe you've got some other learning experiences to do before there. Some growth, some expansion of your own self before you get that. I don't feel those things are losses. I feel those are gains in ways of learning. Everything we do is an experience of learning. So it depends on how you look at it. It depends on how you look at it. Thank you, Mary. Yes, please like, share, join our comments each week, our talks each week. Please share this with others. I do appreciate that. So, yes, and also that is true. Be easy on yourself. You don't have to be so hard on yourself. Give yourself that peace of mind. Go meditate, connect with nature. We talked about that last couple weeks. So important to meditate, so important to connect with nature, to find peace within yourself. So, Annette, with my cards, do I ship international? I do, so send me a message and we can chat later. Yeah, certain countries I don't send to, but a lot I do. Divine timing, I think that's a lot of it too. And we've talked about soul plans and soul paths a lot too. And I think what we set out for ourselves, we have these directions that we set out for ourselves. We don't know when we're here. We're clouded when we come here. A lot of us are. Trying to uncover those layers of what we need to learn in this lifetime it's not easy. It's a challenge. But that's part of the reason we did it this way too. If we just, if we were just plugged in like the Matrix and had all the knowledge all at once, what would be the point to all of this that we experience? What would be the point to it all if we knew it all just instantaneously? So there's a lot of components in all of it. The divine timing, how we do it, how we go about it, our soul plan and path that's already pre-written. How if we discover that or not, and if we're aware, if we follow the signs and indications that are out there every day. So there's so much to it. There's so many layers to all of it. This could be an ongoing conversation, really. Carol, good analogy. Yes, so looking for a lost object, when you stop looking so hard, you find it. Yeah, that's true. Exactly. When you stop looking, when you stop trying so hard, you find the answers. And that's when the awareness really comes forward too, if you just take some quiet time and develop that. And one good way to develop your awareness is spend some time outside in nature, spend some time where you don't have the electronics, spend some time and sit down and pay attention to every single thing that's happening. Right now, I can tell you, I hear the birds. I hear and see some airplanes up above. Pay attention to all these things. This is developing, this is a developing tool. Look and see. I see all the little gnats flying that just hatched. Hear the dog next door. I see the glistening of raindrops on the leaves. I see how the sun reflects on the things that are here in the yard, and I see the blooms in the trees. I want you to take some time. Don't rush it. Go outside and do this yourself and really expand your awareness. Look at all the things in your immediate area. Then close your eyes and listen to everything and pay attention to what you hear in your immediate area. And that helps you, believe it or not, expand your awareness. So, and also some other ways too. Pay attention to things that happen in your day-to-day life that stand out, that's unusual. That is not your normal occurrence. One day I was driving into town. I have a normal route that I drive, but for whatever reason I was forced to go a different way because I kept getting stopped for whatever reason. It was an odd situation. I was getting stopped from going the direction I normally go in, and I kept trying to go in that direction, but every time I kept trying to go in that direction, I was stopped again, and I was like, okay, wait a minute, something really is unusual here today, that I'm getting all these redirections to go a certain way. Either I was meant to see something on that path, or I was meant to not see something on the path I was trying to go into, or experience something that way. So for whatever reason it was that day, I stopped and I reevaluated, and I was like, okay, this is too unusual. I need to really pay attention. Either I'm not meant to go that direction for whatever reason I might not know, or I'm meant to go this direction for a reason I might know or I might not know, but I need to pay attention and go that way. Okay, so I did go that way, and then once I started going the other way, it was very easy to get to where I needed to go to that day. So that's what I mean when I say pay attention to things in your normal day that stand out or that are very, very unusual. Another occurrence was when I had mentioned this before, it just stands in my mind. I live at the end of a cul-de-sac where I only have one direction out. And at the end of the street, there were, probably 100 crows in my path, blocking me. And I just stopped and I was like, wow, either I'm meant to stop and be delayed for a moment, or they're here for a message for me, or they're blocking my path for a reason. So that was something that really stood out to me. So pay attention to what's in your immediate area, what's happening to you. Maybe it is Spirit saying, look around you, pay attention, slow down, stop for a moment, don't be in a rush, don't go that way, whatever. Maybe spirit animals come through and show you, and you see a hawk one day that you don't normally see, or maybe you see some unusual occurrence with an animal. Look up the associated spirit meaning with those animals that you might see that might come into your life one day, unusually, or often, repeatedly. Look up the spirit animal meaning and see if that's trying to tell you something. And think about that particular animal. What's associated with that particular animal, and what do I need to know from it? That might be a sign and indication. That could be a sign and indication. So pay attention to the things around you. There's so many signs and indications in our everyday life. They're around us all the time. They can come, also signs and indications can come in forms of a song. Maybe you are going through a situation and you need guidance, and certain words of a song actually resonate with what you're going through, and you're like, have that aha moment, like, I didn't even think about that. Maybe I should expand on that for a moment. I've had this happen, and several of my other friends have had this happen recently too. Maybe a sign and indication comes through verbally from a family member or a friend. Just out of the blue, something. They say something. Maybe you need to stop what you're doing there and seek this kind of advice, or go to this doctor, or try this method, or don't go there, it's not right. Or maybe something that someone of your loved ones is saying is something you need to pay attention to. Now, there's two instances. One, I had a friend that recently went through this. She's always constantly focusing on her health and well-being, and she's always praying for her family's health and well-being and to keep her well. And one of her family members said, she was going to visit one of her family members, and her family member said, maybe this is not the right time, maybe come in a few months. And even though my friend didn't want to hear that, she stopped for a moment and realized there's a reason for that. Maybe I need to be delayed in my visit, maybe for myself or maybe for this other person involved. For whatever reason, she took it to heart and she decided, maybe I will postpone this for a little bit and see what happens. Maybe there's a reason behind that. I went through this. I was going through severe anxiety, and I was trying all the medical stuff that was not working, pills over, like prescription, really heavy duty stuff. It was just making things worse, honestly. So I was anxiety and depression kind of go hand in hand. So I was having a lot of that. And out of the blue one day, my friend said, go see an acupuncturist. I heard they can help with that. And I was like, what? Really? It took me back because that's not something I would have considered before. And I thought, well, okay. And I wasn't realizing that was a sign and indication I needed to do that, but it was coming through her to me. That's how Spirit got through to me. Go see an acupuncturist for this. So I did. And that was one of my turning points of my spiritual journey, actually. So it was more than just relieving the depression and the anxiety. It was more also, on top of that, it was helping direct me in my spiritual path. So pay attention to your loved ones. Sometimes, not always, sometimes if something stands out. And even if it doesn't sometimes, but if it catches your attention, think about it. Is what they're saying something that I need to listen to and pay attention to and not dismiss? Some other things. What is it, in your day-to-day life? Signs and indications. What is it that something might have occurred that really got your attention? Pay attention to that. It might be something that you need to be aware of. Sometimes they can come in forms of during your dream state. Signs and indications can come during your dream state if you're a dreamer. We all have dreams. Sometimes we remember them, sometimes we don't. So pay attention to your dreams. If you meditate, which you should be, pay attention to the visions that come during meditations. That can be a sign and indication of what you need to work on. Plus, you can also go, before you go to sleep or before you go into meditation, either one, ask, please show me the signs and indications of what I need to know about such and such, or whatever you want to know. And go into your sleep state or your meditative state and pay attention to what happens. Maybe you will have something that comes to you during your dreams or your meditation. So sometimes you'll get your answers through those avenues. Sometimes you'll see things like the feathers, coins. Pay attention, or maybe your angels are trying to on the ground. Maybe your angels are trying to tell you, stop. I'm here. I can help. Ask me for help. So pay attention when you see the feathers on the ground or things that might lead you to believe that your angels are trying to get your attention. Maybe you hear a certain sound that stands out, that's very unusual. Maybe you hear or you get that wisp. I know a lot of people get that wisp of a passed over loved one, a scent of theirs, or a feeling that they're there, passed over loved one. They're there to help too. They're on the other side helping. So pay attention to these things. Synchronicity. Oh my goodness, when things happen and it's like, wow, did that just happen? I was just thinking about that. Or I was just, synchronicity is a big thing. It's like a validation saying, yes, pay attention. Things are happening, or things are, you need to pay attention to what's going on here. So when things happen effortlessly also, that's an indication that you're on the right track. So pay attention to what's going on Pay attention to what's happening. And ask your angels and spirit guides to assist you in seeing the signs and indications in such a way that you can understand them. I'm going to show you some crystals that can help you. I know a lot of you have crystals, and a lot of you work with crystals that can help you expand your awareness. And a lot of you probably already have these in your collection. And you don't need all of them, and you don't even need them. You can work with this kind of thing without crystals, but I know a lot of you like to work with crystals, so I like to kind of tie that into the discussion too. So I'll show you some of these. So let's see here. Yes, Mary, you were told to start over and trust what is to come. Trust, trust, trust. Trust is a big thing for us too. It's hard for us to trust. Yeah. Hansa says if we let it try a different way, we can see so much easier. That's such a big thing. If you try something a little bit differently, just a simple little tweak to the plan, it might be all we needed. Might be all we needed. Yeah. So thank you, Connie. I'm glad you love this discussion. Oh my goodness. Yes. Own your weirdness. Yeah. I love that. Own your weirdness. I love that. Yes, the birds in the background. That's why I loved being out here during the talk shows, because being in nature is so very special. Being outside is special. I mean, I'm not deep in nature, but I've got nature surrounding me, So it's very special. Yeah. Another thing is that some people, they fight in their lives and they achieve things and are proud of them and think that that is the right way how to do things, but it takes a lot of energy, and I'll let you cut off there. So I'll check out what the rest of you said there after the show. I think when we do try and force things to happen, we do put a lot of energy out there. We do it takes a toll on us. It takes a toll on us sometimes. If we are trying to fight for something that is really not needed that way. you can get other ways, better ways. Yeah. Jennifer, I'm so sorry. Peace, love, and light going your way. To you and your family. Sorry of your loss. That's what I say when I say God, Creator, Universe. I like to encompass all belief systems. I have my belief, you have your belief of a higher power. I respect all belief systems. So I always kind of say God, Creator, Universe is a kind of a lump sum of a higher power. And I respect whatever that is for each and every one of you. So, yeah. Yep, sometimes we just have to learn a lesson. Absolutely. Yes, Jennifer. I believe, strongly believe, when we pass over to the other side, we are greeted with nothing but love, absolute divine love, and we turn into that once again, absolute divine love. We join that. We become absolute divine love. So no suffering in heaven or the afterlife, whatever you want to call it. That's my beliefs. Yeah, Sherry, when we stop fighting ourselves, we really grow. And it is a learning experience, isn't it? It is a learning experience. Maybe we had to go through all that stuff to learn what we're capable of. Yeah. I love the spiritual journey. I love it now that I know that I'm on it. Yep. Yeah, there's a lot to that whole matrix. Thank you, Mary, for reminding me. Yes, if you're new, please join our group, Crystalline Sage. The Earth is a schoolroom, and we learn through experience. Absolutely, Angela. We learn through experience. Yep. I think that is our purpose here, is to learn what we set out to learn, and to experience. Yeah, both. Hansa, you believe in signs? Okay, so let's see here. All right, so let me show you some. I'll come back with some of the comments too. Let me show you some of the crystals that you can use if you decide to choose to work with crystals to expand your awareness, your insight, your intuition, all of which can help you see the signs and indications around you. Fluorite. You know, I love fluorite, right? I love fluorite. It's one of my absolute favorite crystals. This can actually help expand and enhance your intuition. It's very good for clarity and focus. Wear it often, carry it with you often. Use it in meditation. You can do this with all these crystals I show you. You can use these in meditation. You can hold them throughout the day. You can carry them throughout the day. You can have them in your space. So fluorite is one of the first ones I wanted to mention. Quartz is the ultimate healer, ultimate energy for all healing, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. It can be programmed, it can be retrieved, it can be, it's very, very, very positive. It will amplify the energies of other crystals. Quartz, you can't go wrong with quartz. Carry it with you with the intention to expand your awareness, with the intention to expand your intuition. Lapis lazuli, let's see here, lapis lazuli is a good third eye opener, good for enhancing and expanding your third eye, your intuition, your awareness, all of that. I really actually like these little spheres. I've been carrying some in my pocket recently. I found that a good way to carry small crystals. Amethyst. Also, it's very calming. However, something I don't talk about much, it's very spiritually connected. And it has high spiritual vibrations. So it can help you with all of those learning processes that work around spirituality. Aquamarine, I only have this handy, I should say. I'll say handy in the bracelet form, which a lot of things I do wear in bracelet form. So that's okay. Aquamarine sharpens your focus, and it's also very spiritually connected. Aquamarine is a very, very soft, beautiful energy. Sodalite. Sodalite. Very good for uniting logic and intuition, our earthly and spiritual worlds together. So that can be very helpful. Blue lace agate helps bring out spiritual truths. And labradorite, another one of my super faves, labradorite, is raises consciousness. It brings in the universal light. Moonstone is the last one I'll show you here. Moonstone. It opens the mind to synchronicities. So all of those, any of those, can help you. Pay attention, be aware, open your awareness to signs and indications that can help you with your path. So let's see where we are. I'm going to pull a card from the Art of Allowing deck. And see if there's an added message for us today as a group message. See what we need to be aware of today. And we will wrap it up for today. Let's see here. Jennifer, every time brother-in-law come over, he'd kiss on the forehead and tell you that he loves you. Love, in any form, true love never dies. So, yeah. Give yourself the time to grieve, Jennifer. Grieving process is not something to be rushed, and it's okay. So, give yourself time to grieve. If you need to seek medical advice, please do that. But sometimes you need to go through the grieving process, and it's important to experience the grieving. So it's just part of our lives too. It's part of our experience here. So honor it. What you're feeling is important, but allow yourself to heal also at the same time. Micah D, how about the coronavirus? When we'll be free from danger? I truly believe that too much fear is being fed to that, and that's expanding this whole fear to everybody else. I think if we send peace, love, and light to all those who are suffering from it, help them heal, help them find what is necessary to resolve this, send peace, love, and light. And not fear, because fear will amplify the fear. If we send peace, we can stop that. So I send peace, love, and light to all around the world, all those who are suffering, all those who are trying, all those who are struggling, and hope that we come to a peaceful resolution. Yep. Oh, I love all of these crystals too. If you want any question, prices or anything, just send me a message and we can discuss later. Crystal sale Thursday is on Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. I do sell crystals then, but if you want to see something before that, we can do that by message. Yeah. What else is coming up? I'll tell you what else is coming up. These are the two cards that came up today. This one is appropriate for something that was brought up earlier. I allow myself to celebrate my uniqueness. That's our weirdness. That's where we're, everybody might think that we're kind of off the beaten path. We're strange. We're different. We are weird. That's all right. I allow myself to celebrate my uniqueness. Say that. Say it often. And celebrate who you are. You're special. You're beautiful. You're a beautiful ray of light. Universally created by love and light. So celebrate who you are and be who you are. And I love this card. It's beautiful. It's just amazing. And the image that is portrayed here, just to me, is just, it's like we are opening up to who we are, and this is showing that. And we allow, when you allow yourself to be who you are, amazing things can occur. So, awesome card. Another card that came out also is I allow myself to accept my past. And this is hard to swallow for some people. Because we have all experienced some difficult times, we've all experienced some hard times, we've all experienced some traumatic times, and it's all part of us. It all makes us who we are. It's all shaped our lives to who we are and where we are right now, this very moment in time. So allowing to accept your past is saying, okay, yes, it did happen. I might not like it. That's okay. You don't have to like what happened in your past, but accept that it's part of your path and your plan, and it's brought you to where you are this very moment in time. I think that's very important. And these little bubbles are little memories. These little bubbles are little memories of our past. And we have so much in our past that has contributed to our overall life experience, our overall learning experience, and it has brought us to this very moment talking to each other right now. It's crazy, but true. Yeah. I love these cards. I am so grateful for these cards. I'm grateful that I waited and didn't force those other ones. I'm grateful that I listened and paid attention to the signs and indications for that. So I hope this chat helped in some way. Pay attention to the signs and indications around you. Let your awareness expand. And really work on that. The more that you start seeing the things that happen in your day-to-day life, the more that you will understand why they're there to assist you and help you. So peace, love, and light. Peace, love, and light. And I hope you all have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. Like I said, Crystal Sale on Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Next week, we're going to talk about spring equinox and the associations of spring, and that'll be a good chat. And I've been wanting to catch up with you on the books and the cards, and we'll catch up that when it's meant to be, because I wanted to see how everybody's doing with their books and their cards and where you're at and that kind of thing. So thank you all so much for joining. Please, again, share this with others so they can join our group, our chat, and our community. So see you all soon. Have a blessed day, and namaste. Bye.